Hi guys! Okay, so you do not know me. I am Chloe. This is my first ever video on this channel and I'm excited because I love books and I am happy to be a new part of the booktube community. So I figured the first ever video I make to be on this channel, it would be smart to do like my top 5 books. So that's what I'm going to do today. A little forewarning, I am really awkward in front of a camera, obviously, like I'm sure you can already tell. I do have one other channel on YouTube. It's for my art and stuff, but I'm not really ever face to face with the camera, so like I said, I am really awkward still, and I'm hoping, you know, one of these days I'll get unawkward. Well, I'm always going to be a little bit at least, but I'm hoping I get more comfortable in front of a camera because, yeah, I feel strange here. But let me just tell y'all, I'm a cheater because my top 5 and stuff, like number 2 and the number 1, both of them will have like the series as all one wrapped up together because I'm a cheater and I can't just pick one book from either one of them. So unless I say, like if I show you only one book, then that means it's only that one book that I love. But if it has like the whole series or the whole trilogy, yeah, that's why. Because I'm a cheater. So sorry if you were thinking it was just going to be one book each, because that's not how I roll. So number 5 on my list is The Maze Runner. Okay, so The Maze Runner is definitely number 5. It used to be like number 3. It was number 3, I think, for like a very long time. This is one book that I really pride myself on. Like, I read it back with like before anyone knew what it was. I read it years ago. Now this is the new cover. I don't have my original cover. I used to have the old one and my friend borrowed it, and then like she had it for a couple years and the movie came out and I was like, hey, I need my book back. She's one of my best friends, so I mean, of course I forgave her, but she's brat sometimes. And so she ordered me this one on Amazon, so I got the new cover, but it's alright. I know some people are kind of iffy on it and I don't really know why, because to me it's like a super good book. And the reason that the other 2 books are not in my top is because this book is so good, and it's one of those dystopian things where the first book is really good and then it just goes down and down and down and down, and it's so frustrating. Okay. We need more good dystopian trilogies, please. Thank you. Okay, on number 4, Branded. Anyways, this is a pretty new book. It's going to be a trilogy, and I believe the second to come out, it's supposed to come out like July-ish 2015, and I'm so excited for it. This girl gets put in this place called The Hole. Okay, 50 years ago, the commander came into power and murdered all who opposed him. In his warped mind, the 7 deadly sins were the downfall of society. He created The Hole, where sinners are branded according to their sins and might survive a few years at best. So this girl gets put in this place called The Hole, and she was accused of a crime that she did not commit. And most people with this brand in particular die like super fast, and they get like raped and all this bad stuff. And she has a guard like assigned to her, and he's protecting her, and she does not know why he has, you know, she has someone protecting her, because normally it's kind of like you're on your own type of thing. Anyways, it is so good. Cole is her guard, and like he is one of my top book boyfriends. Like oh, I just love him so much. He's so protective over her, and yeah, it's super good. So I strongly recommend this. It is one of the best dystopian books I've ever read, and it's good. Yeah, read it. Number 3 is The Host. It is one of the best books I've ever read, obviously, because it's number 3. But it's a pretty slow start. There's a couple chapters that it's really hard to get through, but once you get through them, it's all uphill from there. This book is so good. Now, the movie, I read this book years ago, like right when I first started reading. But if you've seen the movie to this and not read the book, I'm sorry, because the movie is the most disappointing movie in my entire life that I've ever seen is The Host, the movie. I was waiting for that movie before there was even a release date. And then I got the release date and I counted down the days for over a year. I saw it the day it came out and I was just like, what? Like, please tell me this is a dream. And that was not the movie that I've been waiting for years. Anyways, The Host is about wow, I have no idea how to describe this. The hosts are these aliens that come down and they take over bodies. Most of the time, they take over the body and then the human in that body goes away. Like, she's no longer in her body. They kind of, like, die even though her body's still alive. Like, that person that's in the host dies most of the time. But Melanie, one of the protagonists, stays in her body while the other, like, the alien, the soul is what they call, the aliens kind of call themselves. The soul takes over Melanie's body and Melanie's still in there, so now it's kind of like they're both in there and they're fighting for control. And a bunch of stuff happens, like love triangle kind of things. And I am making this book sound terrible because I am so bad at explaining books apparently. I did not think I would be this bad. But anyways, maybe one of these days I will give like an in-depth review of this book, but for now, just like look it up on Goodreads. If you like a sci-fi romance, then you'll love this book. Trust me, it's big, it's kind of intimidating, but it is 100% worth it. You will read it fast. Like, I read this book faster than I've read some books that were like 300, 400 pages. So, alright, number 2. I'm so excited. This is like one of my newest loves, the Lux series. And this is 5 books, by the way. There's 6 books in here. Yeah, I have the bind up, so this is Obsidian and Onyx, Opal and Origin, and Opposition. And then this is actually 2 books in one technically because it also has Shadows, which is a prequel, but most people say it's like a 5-book series because the prequel kind of counts as really small, so yeah. Anyways, these are so amazing. So what it's about is a girl who moves to a town in either Virginia or West Virginia, I forget which one. After her dad dies, a couple years later, her and her mom want to kind of get out, or her mom moves her to this town. She's not real happy about it. And there is an extremely attractive guy her age, wouldn't you know it, next door with his twin sister, and she goes to his house for directions to somewhere, and he is a complete jerk. And what do you know, he's an alien. And I know that does not sound very exciting. When I heard like the synopsis of the first book, I was not that excited about it. And Kat from Catty-tastic like said so many good things about these books that they, I don't know, made me want to read it, and I'm so glad I did because wow, are these books good. I am totally in love with these. Damon is, I just love him. And if you read the first book, and I gave the first book 5 stars, but it is literally the worst one out of all of them. Like, this is the first series I've ever read that first book's really, really good, and then they just get better and better and better and better. My favorite one is Opal, the 3rd one, because I don't know, just I love Damon in that one even more than the rest. But he's like super protective. He gets better and better and better, and you just love him. He's one of my favorite book boyfriends of all time. Yeah, so these are so good. Read them. You will not regret it, I promise you. I've been saying that. How many times have I said that so far in this video? Like a lot, but trust me, you will not regret it. And number 1, dun, da, 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 is the Hunger Games trilogy. So I'm not even going to give a synopsis about these books because obviously, you know, everyone and their mothers and their dogs have read these books and watched the movies, all the ones that are out. But I will tell you why they are my favorite. I don't know, they have a special place in my heart, and they always will be my number one, because not only are they just fantastic books, they are what I owe so much to. I would not be a reader without these books. I read these books years ago, like way before the first movie and all that, and I don't know why. I hated reading. I was one of those girls who I always wanted to read, but I always hated it. I just could not find, I guess I just never found the type of books. I don't think I had ever read young adult either, and I was always trying to read, I don't even know what I was trying to read, but so I owe a lot to Suzanne Collins. But anyways, yeah, The Hunger Games and Catching Fire are my favorites. Catching Fire wins by a little bit. Mockingjay, I did not hate Mockingjay, but it was definitely my least favorite. I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Anyways, number one, so good. So yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I know, like I said at the very beginning of the video, I am awkward in front of camera. Probably will be for a while. It's just how it's gotta be. You know, every YouTube newbie has a really awkward stage at first, sometimes longer than at first. Pretty sure I'll be at that, you know, stage for a while, but anyways, guys, see you later. Yeah! Can you tell how much I love Catching Fire? I have the shirt on. And, yeah, I have way too many Hunger Games shirts. I have way too many.